Podcasts on UNC-TV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.
For the past 2 days, we have described the massive behind-the-scenes efforts of the armed forces based out of Pope Air Force Base and Fort Bragg during Operation Unified Response to Haiti. We also told you about the cargo craft we accompanied that started out taking supplies to the Haitians but turned into a rescue mission for orphan children. In the final part of this series, we show you what happens to the orphan children after they leave Haiti, and we'll also debrief with officials at Pope Air Force Base about this historic mission. Imagine surviving a catastrophic earthquake that left over 120,000 people dead and a country in complete disarray. These orphan Haitian children may not understand what happened to them, but they know safety is not far away.
Today, they seemed in good spirits. Like they were laughing and smiling, and that's a good thing.
The children are on board a U.S. Air Force C-130 cargo craft leaving the capital of Haiti, Port-au-Prince, and heading to the United States.
Once we took off, there was one kid in particular at the very front that didn't realize exactly what was going on, and they stood her up and got her to look out the window. And when she realized that we were up in the air flying, huge smile. All her friends were kind of laughing. They were joking around. She was enjoying herself a lot.
But the fact is, once they land, these children still have a whirlwind ahead of them. This is evident when we stop late at night at Miami International Airport. Officials tell us this has never been done before, but it's where ICE, or U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials, are ready to receive the refugees. Captain Lisa Larry, an aeromedic out of Pope Air Force Base, was not on our flight, but she says this is typical of the missions that rescued refugees out of Haiti.
There was a lot going on the ground, and everyone kind of ran up to try and get their piece taken care of, so that was overwhelming.
There is a fog and friction in anything that is a magnitude of this effort.
Colonel James Johnson, commander of the 43rd Airlift Wing and installation commander at Pope Air Force Base, says there were significant hurdles that made the rescue and relief operation to Haiti hectic. There was the sheer magnitude of the destruction and need that made speedy and synchronized response between all branches of the armed forces imperative.
This really highlights the kind of the chaos of life, I think. We started from a cold start, so there wasn't the normal buildup that you have in kind of a conflict where, there's the normal news reporting as things kind of elevate. This was a sudden humanitarian disaster. And so there are a lot of things we don't know until we get people on the ground.
But getting people on the ground was another factor. The small airport in Port-au-Prince became a bottleneck of planes arriving and leaving. Even on the flight we took 3 weeks after the earthquake, landing was a problem, but only a fraction of what it was the first few days.
Before landing here at Port-au-Prince, the plane had to circle around 3 times. That's because there's only one runway here. And imagine this, there's dozens of countries trying to land and help. There's also nonprofit organizations. This is one of the biggest problems the Air Force had in trying to get personnel and equipment here to Haiti.
To all of a sudden have 100 airplanes or more coming into your airspace, that was a significant challenge. And when the Haitian government opened that opportunity up to the U.S. to administration of the flights coming through, there was a significant capability that was developed overnight.
Officials dismissed claims that the United States was slow to react. From the sounds of it, though, it sounds like you guys got out really fast, but there's so many complaints and media reports that Absolutely. It wasn't fast enough.
Absolutely. It was amazing for us to see the news that was telling us, hey, we're not getting here fast enough, when we would see how much was going out.
And point out that this mission highlights the massive capabilities of the armed forces.
It's interesting. There's something that even as a young lieutenant, they beat into our heads over and over again, and I say that kind of jokingly. Flexibility is a key to air power, and no kidding, the flexibility that was displayed between the Army and the Air Force to put this mission together as quickly as we did, it wouldn't have happened if everybody wasn't focused on that same target.
Since the quake, the mission for Pope Air Force Base has shifted. Much of the aid is now by sea.
As we've surged to get them on the ground, it transitions to more of a sustainment mission, which is supported by surface. And so there are a lot of products that can be brought in via ship. And so so some of the balance of what we typically take down there reduces.
The flight we accompanied 3 weeks after the quake began before dawn in Fayetteville. 12 hours later, it arrived in Haiti, delivered food and water, picked up orphan children, dropped them off in Miami, and then headed back to Pope Air Force Base.
The oldest calls it an earthshake because of a movie, so he thinks I'm helping out with people in the earthquake, so he's okay with it. But he's ready for it all to end, obviously, because it's been about a month now.
These children may not know what these military men and women and others involved in their rescue have sacrificed, but their efforts have been recognized as quite significant.
What we have accomplished here is so significant, and you know, we tell the airmen they should be proud. You know, it's a sad event for the Haitian people that this humanitarian effort is required, but what we were able to do for them was just was unique and incredible. And I think for years to come, people will reflect back on how quickly we responded and how well we responded.
Incidentally, I've been in contact with the members of the 95th Civil Affairs Brigade that flew down on the same flight we were on. They are in Haiti for a 3-month mission to help rebuild the country's physical infrastructure. They report a long road ahead before the country can get back on its feet, not only because of the massive destruction, but also because there's still no government structure in place. And if you're interested in the behind-the-scenes story of our trip to Haiti, go to my blog at UNCTVreports.blogspot.com. And if you missed any part of the series, we'll have it online a bit later. Just go on to UNCTV.org/NC Now to find the links.
Podcasts on UNCTV.org are made possible through the financial contributions of viewers like you, who invite you to join them in supporting UNC-TV.